Oh man, so another good day here for Bitcoin. Literally at the time of recording this video, we're running up to $45,000 on Bitcoin. But in light of the Russian and Ukrainian crisis, could we be missing the one thing which could rug pull us on crypto, on Bitcoin specifically? Could we be missing the one thing which could stop this progress? And that is the Fed. We're going to cover off what Jerome Powell just said about interest rates. And we know the Fed meeting is on March the 16th. We're also going to look at the Bitcoin chart and look at some key levels which I see as support and resistance and points we need to get to here on Bitcoin. And then we're going to look at the wider macro economy. So make sure you hit up the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you appreciate this blend between technical and fundamental analysis. Don't forget to check out NordVPN to make sure you're staying safe in crypto. Guys, if you still haven't got yourself set up on a VPN, NordVPN have been very kind to offer 70% of a 2-year plan. That works out like $60 for 2 years, so $2 or $3 a month. Absolute no-brainer. Get yourself set up on a VPN. You'll be able to appear as if you're coming from a different country, right? You can mask your IP address. It's useful if you're streaming, if you want to see Netflix shows from a different country, if you want to watch the F1 when you're traveling abroad to another country, you can do all that. But more importantly, it's going to keep you safe in crypto. Anytime I log into exchange, anytime I'm using my wallets, anytime I'm doing anything crypto related, or just generally on the internet nowadays, particularly if I'm entering card details, I am doing so through my VPN. So go check out NordVPN, links in description, coupon code, oh man. So straight in the charts here, guys, literally at the time of recording this video, you can see we've had a massive hourly candle here, pushing us to 45. And now we're getting some sell pressure. Very normal to get some sell pressure at 45. We know there are huge bear bulls sitting there waiting to push us down, trying to prevent us from progressing. Now, it may take a few attempts to break 45, but it's really important that we capture that level and also reclaim the level at 45. You can see where I've put this white arrow here. That was our initial rejection point when we received the CPI reading on February the 10th. If you guys recall that, we had that, we ran to the downside, and then the Ukraine tension started and we continued to fall, created that M pattern, which was here, our M pattern, and then we broke down to the downside. So first and foremost, we've got to reclaim 45,000, then we've got to work our way to 45.5. Very important key levels for Bitcoin. If we look at the wider economy, we're seeing something pretty interesting, which is the Dow Jones up 0.6, S&P up 0.6, and you've got the NASDAQ flat. So in essence, what we're seeing is the market is trying to shrug this off. And if ever you looked at the market during a period of uncertainty, whether it's a war, whether it's a financial crisis or a pandemic, you have good days and you have bad days. And that's what we're seeing right now, is we're seeing the market trying to gain a semblance of normality, but the reality is there's still downside risk. And that is why, even though we're looking at Bitcoin, we can see it's momentarily decoupled and had its run, which we explained in yesterday's video. If you've not watched my Bitcoin video from yesterday, I'll make sure to link that one up, because it's critical that you watch that, because this pump is very different. Now, we may fall back down, and I don't mind, because what I've seen over the last few weeks is huge for Bitcoin and keeps hugely bullish, and will continue to give me the conviction to buy the dip. So make sure you go watch that for a detailed explanation of why this pump specifically was so different. But yeah, that decoupling is, we've seen that. The usage has increased. We've seen various different aspects of first world countries really starting to adopt crypto, whether it's due to a crisis or due to political uncertainty. We're seeing that Bitcoin is a use case, not just for speculative reasons, but for people actually wanting to take charge of their money when the fiat existing system has failed them. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index, because on the Fear and Greed Index, we can see that we're sitting at 52 now. Okay, really interesting. 51 yesterday, 52 today. We're now neutral. So imagine, this is not even peak FOMO, guys. We're sitting here comfortably at 45, whilst the market's in, let's call it turmoil and peak FUD. Bitcoin is holding up really, really well. Not through speculation, not through traders, but through real people using it, through real people using Bitcoin for remittances, to transfer money to their family, to store their wealth, or for any other reason. So this is really powerful here for Bitcoin. The other thing I wanted to share with you all is this. I wanted to share with you the altcoin season. We're now sitting at 22, which means we've really ticked on down to altcoin season. So if I show you where we're at now, just cut in now to Bitcoin season. Sorry, I misspoke. Into Bitcoin season. Okay, this is a Bitcoin season. We're seeing that here in the evidence, and we can see that we've not actually come to these levels for quite a while. Okay, so you would have to go back to September when Bitcoin ran up to its highs to get this amount of attention on Bitcoin. Now, other interesting news is you can also see which coins are doing particularly well. So this is the list of the top 50 crypto coins by market cap and their performance over the last 90 days. And you can see the vast majority of these are performing worse than Bitcoin. Okay, this is how you know you're in a Bitcoin season. Bitcoin is still the safeguard here versus the rest, which are all severely to the downside compared to Bitcoin. Now, we are starting to get some altcoin movement. I'm going to share that in my FANTOM video later, so make sure you're liked and subscribed so you get the notification for that FANTOM video. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys was the jobs figure. So we've got the jobs figure, which has come in at as if the US has added 475 jobs. This is the ADP private report. Okay, so this is showing that the economy is doing pretty well. Now, what does this mean for us? This positive numbers in labor could mean that Jerome Powell is more likely to increase rates, and by more hikes, right? One hike or two hikes. Remember, well, that's what we're discussing. Now, the caveat to that is that they also revised their January count from minus 301,000 to plus 509,000. So that is completely shoddy. And this is why a lot of people don't look at the ADP and they look at the non-farm payrolls, but we won't get our non-farm payrolls until a little bit later. But this is what we've got for now. So if it's an indication that the market is doing really well, the fact that they've revised January up by so much, and now February coming up 475,000 new jobs added, that could be a sign for Jerome Powell to pull the rug on crypto. And what's the clue here? Well, we've had Jerome Powell speak. You can read this article. Jerome Powell notes highly uncertain Ukraine impact, but says rate hikes are still coming. And I think to all intents and purposes, I don't think the market's going to be too spooked by this. I think the way that Jerome Powell could potentially spook the market is a double or a triple rate hike. The single one, we've got that down. If we head on over to the Fed rate monitor tool, give it a little bit of a refresh, we will see that the majority of the economy has priced in, but it's falling. Okay, it's we've got 91% are pricing in a 0.25 to 0.5. So very small percentage here is expecting anything more than that. So this is the element where Jerome Powell can spook the market and pull the rug on crypto. Okay, so we need to be very careful here. If Jerome Powell just comes out and does a very simple 0.25% interest rate hike in March 16th, March the 16th, I think things will go very smoothly. We have nothing to worry about. I think the markets will take it in its stride and will continue because it's priced in. 91% has been priced into the market that we're going to see that rate hike, okay? Anything other than that, a double rate hike, or if he starts reducing his balance sheet in terms of the asset purchases, and the market can severely get spooked, okay? So the levels we're looking at for here on Bitcoin are as follows. Let's take a quick look. Let's just get this zoomed out. Just to remind ourselves what we've had, we were in this downward channel. We've broken out. This has now formed itself as a retest. And the critical level is that rejection point, which I showed you guys. We've got to get higher than 45.5. Really critical, because even if you just look at this chart, get off my drawing tool. Even if we just look at this chart, that's the critical point here. We need to create higher lows, which we've managed here. There's your low. There's your higher low. Now let's go create that higher high. We got to close above 45.5. So I really want to see that momentum go to the upside before something escalates and drives Bitcoin to the downside, right? Because it's a matter of time before there's something in the conflict with Russia and Ukraine or some piece of news and Bitcoin's going to start rotating to the downside. But as long as we can post that higher high beforehand, that will hold us in good stead. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance as well, this will also reflect the sentiment that we are heading into a bit of a Bitcoin season right now with Bitcoin showing some strength, but that's not too worrying. If you're holding holds, just like I recommend non-financial advice, that you hold a well-balanced portfolio of enough Bitcoin to capitalize on the moments that Bitcoin really does storm, but enough altcoins that when the money then rotates away from Bitcoin, we can benefit from when the altcoins run as well. And that's the critical point, right? At the moment, what we're seeing, if you look at the addresses, are new people coming to crypto. New Ukrainians, Russians, Canadians, people are accessing crypto for the first time and buying their first bit of crypto. Now, what happens after that? We know they then become full degen down the line, right? They then go have a play with Ethereum. They have a play with some larger market caps. Maybe they go for some FANTOM. They try some Luna or do some staking, right? That's how it goes. And so we know this is a good gateway drug for crypto. And in the long run, in the long tail of things, this will be good for altcoins. But right now, we're not seeing most of the altcoins running, okay? Although we are seeing FANTOM running, which I'm going to update you on in the next video. So those are the key bits we need to be looking out for, guys. Hope you guys appreciate this blend between technical and fundamental analysis. Bitcoin is holding up really well right now and based on merit, based on true fundamental usage and not speculation. But we do know there's still risk to the downside. We do know the Fed can pose a risk to this uptick to the upside, and it could come through the form of interest rates. We know the FOMC meeting is on March the 16th. We know 6 days before then, on March the 10th, we should get our February reading for CPI. Okay, that's the last piece of data Jerome Powell and the Fed will get before they need to make their interest rate decision. If we get 0.25%, I don't think the market's going to be bothered at all. If we see more than that, then we could be seeing a little bit of nervousness and volatility in the market. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to check out NordVPN, links in the description. 70% off, money back guarantee. Get yourself set up on a VPN. Make sure you're staying safe in crypto. Coupon code man. What I'm going to do now at the end of this video, I'm going to link the video from yesterday, the Bitcoin video from yesterday. Super important that you take the time to watch that. I really do go in detail into the narratives which make this pump on Bitcoin one of the best I have seen since I've entered crypto. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.